Cotton Carrier is well known for their harness systems, and I pretty much use one on every single outing because it's the perfect solution for me to carry my camera and my binoculars all in one. So when Cotton Carrier asked me to review their new 25-liter Hyker Daypack, you could consider me excited because they make some really good products and I was eager to test this out. Full transparency, Cotton Carrier did send me this backpack early so I could review it before release. However, they did not pay me any money and they have no say over my thoughts in this video. I hope you'll see throughout the video I try to be as fair as possible and share some of the things I don't quite enjoy about this pack as well as the stuff I do love that they did. All right, I'm gonna give you a quick rundown of all the features here. I wanted to do this out in the field so you could see a real world use case of using this backpack. The downside of that is I don't have a table, so we're sitting here on the ground right by this tree that looks like it's been chowed by some beavers. It might be going down here soon if they continue their work, but let's get to the backpack. This is Cotton Carrier's first full backpack. They do have a 12-liter sling bag, and this feels like kind of the upgraded version from that. Just doing a quick overview, it's made of a ripstop nylon fabric that feels pretty tough. All the zippers are YKK zippers. They feel very good, open and close relatively easily, but don't feel so cheap that the zippers would break. I don't believe the bag is inherently waterproof, but it does come with a waterproof cover. Now, one of the most important things of any backpack obviously is comfort. If it's not comfortable, you're not gonna wear it. And so I'm happy to say that Cotton Carrier has built a system that allows for so much adjustability. Like any backpack you'd expect, there's straps at the top of the shoulders to really dial in that part, and there's a strap at the bottom of the shoulder straps to make that part tight too. But what they've done that most backpacks don't is behind this pocket here, you can see my hand fits in here, there's a Velcro thing that you can undo and do. Undo and do. There's a Velcro thing here that you can undo to adjust the entire backpack strap system. It slides up and down to 3 different points, so the straps themselves physically go up and down on the backpack, so you can find the spot that feels the best for your back. Other elements that work really well, you have a chest strap, so when you're wearing it, you can connect that, and then there is a waist belt too that you can use. And last thing in terms of comfort is this whole system that I slid my hand behind here. I believe you'll be able to see that there's a gap between the backpack and the part that touches your back. They call this the trampoline, I believe, and it's meant to design to give your back airflow and just kind of help you feel even better as you're hiking for long periods of time. In terms of comfort, I think they've put a lot of thought into this. The straps are padded, those adjustment points are gonna allow you to dial it in for your perfect fit, and they claim it's a one-size-fits-all, which I generally tend to believe. I believe most people could configure this pack in such a way to fit them. Now, probably the next most important thing on the list, storage. What can you fit inside of this pack? So it is 25 liters, like I mentioned. Let's quickly run through all the pockets you get. You have the outside pocket, which is just a quick access set of things, like so. Pretty typical in a backpack. I threw some pens in here. I have my mic case and some of my camera cleaning stuff that I'll need very often. I'll put in this pack. Potentially some snacks too. And then the main pouch. This opens up from the top, or you can access it, wrong one, from the side as well. And this is where the bulk of your gear will go. So I've put a few pieces of gear in here, raincoat, just some other stuff to demonstrate how you can fill it. Quickly covering the other access point to the main compartment. Like I mentioned, you can open it from the top, but you can also open the zipper here from the side and access it this way. I think your water bottle would still be good if you elected to do a water bottle in this pocket as you opened it. I think it would just stay here, but that is something to watch for. And then you have access to the bottom portion below the shelf. So what's really nice is Cotton Carrier makes camera cubes now too that are designed to work with this backpack. So I put their medium size one in here. It is a little tight. I don't think you'd be able to get the large one in. You could definitely get the small one in, and the medium one does work. But what's really cool then is I can open this access from the side. And just a brief feature on those camera cubes, they do come with dividers too, so they are customizable. I'll show you what I had the one looking like inside the backpack. Also though, on that side axis I was talking about, that is only on the large and medium sizes. It's not on the small size, just so you are aware. And I did have my camera in here before I set it up. I can pull my camera right out, close this up, and then close this up very quickly, and I'm ready to go, ready to get my perfect photos. Now if I flip this over, you can see there's another mesh pocket with the zipper on the part that kind of closes there, so there's additional options. Last feature of the main pouch is this thing they call the shelf. Now if you look in here, this is not the bottom, this is actually a thing that attaches through hooks on the corners of here, and you can move it up and down 3 different levels. This allows you to separate your gear, have maybe clothes and stuff on top and camera stuff on the bottom, or vice versa. You can kind of keep things separated with this pouch, or you can take it out completely. It allows the customizability for you. You can see there is another pouch to hold a water bladder or just anything, honestly. I love using a water bladder when I'm out hiking and walking. I don't have to reach for a water bottle. And so the fact that it has the slot for this, that lets me route my water bladder through my backpack strap and out through the backpack through a little hole, is amazing. I have water whenever I need to. I don't need to stop. I can just keep moving and finding birds. Very quickly, some of the last pockets, you have a mesh pocket on the front that is actually pretty deep. You could fit some good things in here. On the side, I really like this feature a lot. It's a water bottle pocket. Right now I have just a phone tripod in it because I elected to go with a water bladder. And it's got 2 access points. So you can access it through the top like normal, or you can access it through the side, which is interesting. Theoretically, that means that when you're wearing the backpack, you can just reach back and pull your water bottle out through here and then put it back through there without having to take the backpack off. I think it's a little harder to do in practice, but that is functionally what it is supposed to offer. Flipping to the other side, you have a much shallower pocket. I wouldn't use this one for a water bottle. It is designed for a tripod. Now I did have my tripod in here before I set up my camera to film this, and it also comes with a clip. So you put 2 of your tripod legs in here, have one sticking out, and then you clip it in like this to hold your tripod secure against the bag. This buckle over here actually has an extra locking mechanism to really hold your tripod in place, because you can tighten that strap down and it won't go anywhere unless you release this clip. Those are all the pockets on the pack itself, but coming to the actual straps, there's even more pockets. So the chest strap on your left has a mesh pocket that can fit a phone, though it is a little hard to get this opening wide enough to fit phones the size that we have them nowadays into here, but it does work. You could also put maybe some granola bars or something up here. Down at the base, one of the waist pockets also has its own zipper that you can open and store gear in. Now those features are well and good, and I appreciate a lot of what they've done here. They've really engineered it to be focused on adventure, but lots of other backpack companies have done similar things. So what sets this backpack apart, and why did I agree to make this video? Why am I so excited to give this a try? Well, it is Cotton Carrier's patented twist and lock system. If you know me, I love my vest and I love how I hold my wildlife lens set up with that locking system. They've introduced it here as well, right on the backpack strap. If you have an attachment point like this one on my binoculars, one does come with the backpack, by the way, you can slide it in here, twist it, and it is not gonna go anywhere until you make it the exact right orientation, and then it comes out. That's how it works with my binoculars. You can put a camera on there through that method. You could even hook a tripod. I really love this system, and it's a huge differentiator of this backpack versus the competitors. This feels sturdy, well built. I don't believe anything is gonna go anywhere if you lock it into here. And then separately, let me hoist this back up here again. The other waistband, the one that didn't have the zipper pocket, has this loop that comes off of it right here. This is intended to allow you to hook stuff onto it, mainly one of Cotton Carrier's other products. This is the side holster. I usually have this attached to my Cotton Carrier vest, but I took it off for the demonstrations here. I'm gonna take it apart and slide it through that point. And now we have a second attachment point. We have one on the backpack strap and one here on the holster that can allow you to hold multiple things. You can have a camera on one, binoculars on the other, whatever you're interested in. A feature I nearly forgot to mention until the end is that there is a rain cover that is stored on the bottom of the pack. So if it starts raining heavy, you can pull that out and put that on to protect you from any rain or wet conditions. Forgive me for what I'm about to do here, but just to illustrate, it works well. The wind has just been going like crazy. I apologize. My hair is probably all over the place. Hopefully it's not distracting you too much, but let's get into actual real world use cases. Now, I tried to use this as a birder and wildlife photographer, and I ran into some issues. There were some things I really liked, but there's also some things that weren't my favorite. Let's talk about some of those. Before I take you on the move, I'm gonna start with the water bladder and the camera cube. I don't think you can use the camera cube and water bladder at the same time. The reason why I say that is because the camera cube kind of makes the bottom of this bag have a boxy shape. It fills up the whole space, and it's pretty tough to get the water bladder in there all the way to the same level where the camera cube is. It wants to sit here, which is pretty high. The backpack barely closes and the tube might be getting pinched. And if you are able to get it down there, like actually push it down in the slot, it's gonna be compressed by the camera cube. So using the water bladder and camera cube at the same time, at least the medium size one, I don't think works super well. I only have this water bladder filled about halfway, a little less than halfway, just so I have some water on this walk here. And if I had it full, I think this would be leaking all over. It did get a little water on the inside from being compressed. So if you're not a water bladder user and you are going to just use the water bottle pocket out here, throw a water bottle into the main compartment, this doesn't matter to you, but I wanted to mention it. Water bladders really make me torn, honestly, because I love them because I don't have to stop. I don't have to pull out a water bottle. I can just drink right from here and keep moving. But at the same time, they can be a little dangerous when it comes to leakage. And when I'm dealing with my camera gear and stuff, that can be a little nerve-wracking. And then the second thing I want to mention is I'm torn on this trampoline design. So, like I mentioned, they have this gap here. The part that sits on your back is actually away from the bulk of the pack, and that is designed for optimal airflow through this bag. Now, the reason why I'm torn on this design is it kind of gives the backpack, at least the interior, an odd shape. There's like a curve. It's not what you're used to of having like a nice rectangle to pack your gear. And so fitting stuff into here, you kind of have to work around that curve near your back, which is partially why the water bladder is getting pushed up against other stuff. And then it also makes it a little difficult to like stack cubes per se. I might be being a little particular here with that complaint, but I'm just so used to my camera backpack having all of its stuff stored neatly into separate compartments, and the kind of curving shape that the interior of this backpack makes it a little different. It feels a little weirder. It's not to the point where it's unusable, but at the same time, this whole airflow and design and technology theoretically allows for better comfort and better airflow. So it's a pro and a con all in one, and you'll have to decide what you value more, a more standard typical backpack shape or this extra comfort and airflow to try and avoid some of the back sweat that I know many of us do get. Now there's one big con that's gonna ultimately prevent me personally from using this backpack only, and that's that I shoot with a huge wildlife lens. This is the Sony 200-600, and it's just not designed to work with only a shoulder strap. Let me show you. So it locks in there, but it is weird, and it just feels wrong. It's not really supposed to be hanging here like this. I don't think I would be comfortable enough walking long periods of time with this pushing into my shoulder here, and it's not as easy to take off as if I had it right in the middle on my vest that I usually carry. For very short periods of time, this works in a pinch, but I think I'm gonna prefer sticking with my vest over this backpack. And Cotton Carrier themselves on their website and listing for this product in the FAQs say it's designed for small to medium lenses. So if you're a street photographer or if you're a hiker and landscape photographer, I think this is gonna be incredible. I would have no reservations having my small vlogging camera sitting here, and I could maybe see a world where this helps me as a filmmaker get some behind the scenes shots where I use this camera that you're now viewing me on hooked into here, and then I also have this camera available on a sling or on the vest itself. Let me show you that actually real quick. I'm not usually a person who likes wearing the waist belt, but I'm gonna do it for this video. You could always connect it around the back, which I often do with backpacks if you want it out of the way. Does it make sense to have the chest strap over? That might get in the way. Maybe I should go under. So now I have both the vest and the backpack on. It's interesting. I'm not sure how I feel quite yet about this, but let's try it for a bit. Let's go see if we can find some birds. I'm gonna give my high level thoughts as I go birding in the background. So it obviously does feel better if you're only wearing the backpack and not the vest, but having two of them together actually seems to work fairly well. I wasn't noticing the backpack and vest clashing very much, like some backpacks do with the vest, and I barely noticed the backpack. I mean, I had some weight back there so I could feel it, but having little notes of it is a good thing. That means you can focus on whatever you're doing, like me trying to see this chickadee here. That means it's comfortable, holds the weight well, and you can feel good wearing it for longer periods of time. That's one thing I think this backpack accomplishes very well, and it does so with a lot of the unique systems and design choices that Cotton Carrier made. I'm not sure if this will replace my other backpack, but this is a really nice hiking bag. So I can have my binoculars, my camera on my vest like I usually do, and then carry anything else like snacks or water in the Cotton Carrier backpack. And it feels fairly low profile if I'm going on an extended hike and I need that water. One potential downside I definitely need to bring up here though is the twist lock system is not compatible with tripods inherently on its own. So this is something you are going to need to solve either by constantly switching out the plate on the bottom of your camera if you want to use a tripod, or you can purchase an additional accessory from Cotton Carrier that lets you attach the hub on one side and an Arca Swiss plate on the other. It also is able to be used like an Arca Swiss plate inherently on its own. However, for me, I am lucky enough that the lens foot that I bought for my Sony 200-600, along with my tripod ball head, are compatible with just the Cotton Carrier hub. That's the hub that comes with the backpack you see on there now, and the back of my lens foot actually works for me to attach the tripod there. So that's another alternative to get around this issue. As I birded some more, a few other things I noticed. I didn't like having my binoculars on my shoulder strap or on the waist belt on the backpack. They felt wrong. It's much better for me holding them in the vest spots. And so while I was excited at the prospect of having a backpack with Cotton Carrier's built-in system, I don't think I'd use it for very much, honestly, outside of a camera. If I'm not bringing all of my wildlife gear, I might bring a camera for some hiking photos if I'm going on a hike and not birding. Don't get me wrong, it's still a good design, I just don't think it works for me. One of the main reasons that I won't use that spot for the binoculars is that they're in the way if I want to photograph something. Like, you can see me trying to pull my camera up to my face here to photograph some birds, and my arm is hitting the binoculars right there. So ultimately, this backpack is going to come with me sometimes. If it's just a short distance and I only need my vest, I'll probably do that. But I think I am going to start to mix this in more and more and see if I like it. I'm going to also test it against my other backpack further, but this is where I'm at right now. Final thoughts, I think Cotton Carrier have made a really great backpack on their first attempt in this space, and they brought in a really unique feature to them that I think will work well for a lot of people. It's not for me as a wildlife photographer, it's not gonna hold up my heavy lens, but for vloggers, content creators, or hikers especially, I really think this could be a really awesome option for you. Thanks again to Cotton Carrier for sending me out the backpack to test. There is gonna be an affiliate link down below that'll give me a small kickback if you decide to use it for either the backpack or the vest, if you prefer the vest. I'll have them both linked in the description. Thank you though, as always, for watching my videos. See you in the next one. Happy birding.